Hello guys, welcome back to another video. First of all, I'm sorry this video took so long to make. It wasn't an easy art piece, and I actually hurt my finger in basketball while I was recording it, so that didn't help things at all. But now it's here, so I'll just talk about the video now, I guess. So right now I'm just doing the block out stuff with the polymagnetic lasso tool, I think, something like that, to just make the shapes and do some block out. And I'm also making the shells now. I don't really know what they're called. They look like clams or shells to me, so that's what I'm gonna call them. But the first time turned out really bad, so this is not the final one. The second one honestly didn't look much better, but yeah, as you can see right now, it kind of looks horrible. Glass is pretty hard to make, I think, when you're drawing, so it didn't look that great, but that was pretty much the best I could do. And now I'm making those I'm not sure, supports or something like that, with the brush tool. And yeah, it's looking kind of nice. It's not that bad, and I'm just filling in the holes and stuff for the 3 buildings, that hotel thing. Okay, so now I'm doing some block out of that. I don't know why the video cut, but anyways, I did some block out of the big infinity pool at the top, and I'm also doing the things that connect it to the 3 buildings. So I just kind of color picked it from the original image. That's pretty much what I did for the whole video. I just picked colors and I filled it in with the lasso tool. I think the lasso tool is probably one of my favorite tools in Photoshop. I do use the brush tool a lot too, but I like the lasso tool a lot, and it's really easy to use. So now I'm designing the buildings. The buildings, they kind of look repetitive, so I don't know. The buildings, they didn't turn out too bad, but I'm sure I could have done better. But I just didn't want this video to be half an hour long. It's already long enough. It's 16 minutes. So I was just doing the block out of the buildings by picking colors and drawing. That shape was kind of weird and didn't make sense to me, so I kind of changed it a little bit. And this building too, I just filled it in. And that building was a really weird shape, so I kind of simplified it so that I wouldn't have to do all the complicated stuff with it by rounding it and everything. But yeah, that building didn't look that nice in the end, but I just decided to keep it anyway so that it doesn't look so empty. Now I'm making those lantern things. I'm not sure what they're called either. I'm not really sure what a lot of this is called, but I just drew some lines. They didn't look so great, and then I duplicated it and I just put it in some other places. Then I used a super soft brush to get that red glow kind of the fire or whatever it is inside that. And I used a super soft brush tool again to make some light inside those glass clamshells, and I painted in the rest of the buildings because I thought that the glass would cover it, but I clearly wasn't thinking correctly when I thought that. making some trees. It's from a pack it's from a brush pack. I'll link it down in the description. It's really useful and nice. So I just picked some different variations of maple trees and painted it on there. I don't think maple trees grow in Singapore, but those were like the best looking trees in my opinion in that brush pack, so I just used it. And then I tried to add some lighting to that border, but it didn't really look that nice, so I just decided to not do it. Now I'm painting the clouds. The clouds are from a brush pack too. I believe that it's the Evident Concept Art brush pack. I will also link that down in the description if you want to use it. Now for the gradient, I struggled like a lot because for some reason I wanted it to be like a dark night sky kind of, but it wasn't really working. So I don't have the issue right now, but later in the video I do. So now I'm making the lights with this cool brush pack that lets you paint like city lights. I'll also link that down in the description, but it's a really nice brush pack. These were not the final lights because they look kind of bad. I feel like the windows are too big, kind of, so I changed it later. And I made some of the lights orange to give it some variation. Then I duplicated it and put it on the other buildings. This video FPS isn't that good, so it like kind of cutting. It's not showing like everything, but I guess that's what happens when you speed it up 1000%. Okay, so now I have the temporary lights. They don't look so good, but I kept them there for a little bit. Then I just kind of messed around with these brushes, with some other brushes to put it in like inside. I'm not sure what to call it. On the inside part of those buildings. So now I started to paint the lights onto the background buildings. Oh, those first lights looked really bad, so I changed it later. But I found like one brush that I really liked, so I used it most of the time. I'll tell you when it comes up. So then I just duplicated it and distorted it a little bit so that it fits. The video glitched out. Okay, whatever. Okay, so then I put some Chinese characters onto that because that's what it looked like in the reference picture. I'm not sure what those mean, but I just put it there. I tried to make it look like the reference photo, but it looked really bad, so I ended up changing it later. it kind of looked like a Dell PC or something. Okay, so this is the brush that I was talking about that I really liked and used throughout like most of the video for most of the buildings. I think it looks super realistic, and I like the variation of colors, or not variation, like variation of shading. Yes, shading. Yeah, I used that brush again. I think it looks super clean and realistic. Okay, so this is a part where I had a big issue with the gradient. I'm not sure why, but it kept like going like grayscale or something. Okay, so this was the final sky color. I think it looked pretty good, and I'm glad I got to fix it. Okay, so now I am almost done, and I know that the shell things still look pretty bad. I couldn't really figure out a way to make it look any better, so I just kept it. And yeah, this is the part where I changed the hotel lights to that thing that I used before. just adding the final touches. And that's pretty much it for the main painting. Now I'm just like adding the more trees and adding some trees on the infinity pool on top of the hotel. Okay, so now I'm making the reflection in the water to make it look really nice. Okay, so that is it for the video. So thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Goodbye.